Welcome everybody, thanks for tuning in today. You might notice that what we're reviewing today has 2 extra wheels and a much bigger motor than we're used to.
Is your arm all right?
That's right. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ultimate shuttle vehicle and something that's been a whole lot of fun, and that is the Polaris General XP Trailhead Edition. Buckle up, let's go for a ride. Starting at $28,400, the Polaris General Trailhead Edition features a few updates over the traditional General, and it's intended to be a vehicle that sort of blends utility with performance. It sits right between the Ranger and the RZR. Now the Ranger is the ranch vehicle, the pure workhorse, and the RZR obviously is the performance machine. This blends the best of both worlds. You got a 600-pound capacity inside that bed. The Trailhead Edition, again, as I said, has some special features. One of those is that cargo rack on the back, which adds a lot more storage room and the ability to take a lot more stuff out on the trail. Also has these unique 3D embossed graphics here on top, and it comes with the Pro Armor light bar. Now, you have the ability to load up that bed. You've got a 2-inch receiver hitch, which will tow, I think, 1,500 pounds, or put a bike rack on the back, which is what we chose to do. And it also gives you a little bit wider stance, a little more suspension travel than that Ranger, and lets you push the boundaries of what a work vehicle is good for out here in OHV areas when you're getting out into the backcountry to explore or shuttle your favorite mountain bike trails. Okay, so before we dive in too deep into all the tech and the features that this vehicle has, let's talk about the on-trail performance. As we do sometimes, you have to push the envelope just a little too far to see where the limitations of your equipment are. This thing is pretty unscathed. I bet you wouldn't even know we rolled it. And we've put a lot more miles on it ever since then, maybe just a tad slower. Why did we flip this thing? Okay, I'm gonna say the 2 things that are benefits and potential drawbacks to this vehicle. It's got a short wheelbase, and because it's so short, it kind of makes it feel like the center of gravity is pretty high. Second to that, this suspension, the Walker Evans suspension, is awesome. We love the adjustability. It is very soft, pillowy, one could say. We did notice that under braking, accelerating, and in corners, that body, it just kind of wants to just lean. It tilts hard. We did play with the hard and soft compression adjustments on the shock, and essentially what it felt like is we would love to have a little bit more low speed compression to stabilize the ride a little bit, but we love the high speed compression setting on the shock. We felt it was very flush. The flip side to that is you've got a short wheelbase, which means navigating tight technical rock gardens, making U-turns in areas that there's not a lot of space in, or if you regularly find yourself in really rough terrain, like these rock crawling areas that we're in right now, or maybe you're just not someone who's pushing super hard out in the wide open deserts and you want that plush, pillowy feel, this is gonna be a great option for you. If you are someone that really likes steep climbing, I think that shorter wheelbase could be a little bit of a limiting factor as well, because you just don't have that stability. There'd be a lot of, real steep vertical rock crawls here where if we just had a little longer wheelbase, it felt like we could maybe get up there. The flip side is then you could be high centering and deal with some issues there. Pros and cons, you're always gonna have them in life. This has them. So some of the unique features that we said are part of this Trailhead Edition are the embossed raised graphics here, which are pretty neat. Also, this Pro Armor light bar. What's really neat, but something we haven't had to use luckily, is this winch. It is a 4,500-pound synthetic winch, which also has a very cool feature. There's a little magnetic sensor here so that you can't over tighten that thing as you're pulling it back. It has an auto stop feature, which is really neat and something that we think was very smart and a nice feature. Moving into the suspension here, we've got impressive ground clearance out of this thing. Up here are some piggyback reservoir, Walker Evans Racing shocks. You've got adjustable preload as well as compression adjustment. The adjustable preload is really cool because that will allow you to adjust how stiff or firm that suspension is going to feel depending on the load you have in the vehicle or your terrain. Next up, we move to these 30-inch Pro Armor crawler tires. Now they have different tread patterns on the front and rear, and the intention of that is to give a little bit different effect, right? One's gonna have more traction for drive and acceleration. This one here has got a large channel through this center knob to give more bite penetration when you're turning that wheel. And we definitely felt that in certain situations they did just that. They were a pretty impressive tire combination and did a great job. Now those tires wrap aluminum wheels which don't have a beadlock on them. I think it'd be a nice feature if it did have a beadlock, but again, we pushed this thing pretty hard and knock on wood didn't have any problems yet, but nevertheless could be cool. All right, here we are at the rear. Once again, limited edition. We've got a fully functional tailgate bed, 600-pound capacity. It is a tilting bed. This here is the Trailhead Edition rack that we talked about. It's been very useful for us. We've used it for some non-sanctioned activities and as well as plenty of other storage capacity. You definitely can't sit in here though. That's not allowed. Don't do that. Tilting bed, really easy to actuate, even with a load. Also, this gives you access to check out anything in the motor should you need to do that. Moving down below that, you've got your 2-inch receiver hitch. It's got a 2,000-pound towing capacity. The ground clearance is not super high though. If you are going to be driving over rocks and such like this, we did get a adapter that would raise that rack up, which again adds another 10 pounds, and every pound counts if you've got 150 pounds of legal weight limit. This exhaust, beautiful in color. I mean, it is just turned this awesome purple and really is not too loud, but it's also kind of nice to hear it when you're in the vehicle and you're on the gas. It lets you know that there's some power behind you, and yeah, I think it's a nice blend of not being annoying, but still lets you know that you are in a performance vehicle. So moving to the interior, you've got a fully enclosed door, which is really nice. No mud has come in through the bottom. If you got water, wet days, it's nice to have some protection down here. It is fully closed and sealed, which is nice. It just gives a little bit more of a finished appearance and feel to the vehicle. Now, stepping in, pretty comfortable and easy. As you'll see here, Rockford Fosgate Stage 3 speakers, down low and up high. Again, all part of this Trailhead Edition package. Now, getting in, it looks and feels very similar to kind of a nice vehicle, right? When you start this thing up, you get a quick flash, all your information. Now I guess we'll call it an infotainment system, just for lack of a better word. Gives you this little Polaris welcome. Once you get into accepting your safety warning, you can begin to look through the menu of features. You've got everything from elevation, voltage, your heading, engine temperature, trip distance, all that sort of stuff can be checked and changed here. Also, you've got your map capabilities. If you've got multiple Polaris drivers out with you, you can do a group ride. You've got waypoints, map layers, you name it. It's a lot of fun and a very easy to use system. Cameras, front and rear facing cameras, so if you're crawling, getting on and off a trailer, backing and turning around, also very neat and very handy. Here we've got winch control, light bar on off. On this side you've got your switch from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive or turf mode, which disengages that rear locker and allows you to make turns on grass, other sensitive surfaces without doing too much damage. And obviously your headlight control from off, low, and high. So there it is, cigarette lighter, 2 functioning cup holders that do a great job of keeping stuff in there. You've got a little storage box, glove box, and Gosh, what else do you need? Windshield and a heated steering wheel. That'd be nice, actually. I would take that. 100 horsepower, very smooth delivery. I think it's a great vehicle for a lot of drivers. It's not really snappy right off the get-go because it has a more predictable, more smooth power delivery. It also allows you to stay in the gas through corners a little better and just slowly roll on the throttle and just come out with a lot of speed. So I think Polaris did a really good job managing the power delivery out of this 100 horsepower system. Reliable, durable. Even after flipping this thing over, we just, left it off for a couple of minutes, fired right back up, and we've been driving it ever since. If you're not looking for just a straight ranch vehicle and you're not looking for an all-out race machine, I think Polaris did a really, really great job in making a vehicle that is very widely comfortable, widely capable, and will do something for just about everybody out there. You can push it hard, you can go very fast, you can drift corners, but you can also drift that corner into a boulder field and then just slow it down and start crawling up some gnarly, sharp lava rocks, and this thing will take it all in stride. 2 thumbs up. I mean, this thing is awesome. It's a lot of fun to drive. We absolutely enjoyed it, and we really look forward to spending more time on the 4-seater Troy Designs edition that we've got back home once we get this thing cleaned up and returned. So thank you guys very much for watching. Once again, I know we mostly do mountain bike videos, so if any of you UTV guys like mountain bikes, check us out. Please subscribe below. And for you mountain bikers out there, thanks for bearing with us while we put this video together. I mean, you can't blame us, right? This was way too much fun. And who would turn down the opportunity to test one of these things? So thank you guys very much for watching. We hope to see you guys out on the trails. And don't forget to hit subscribe.